Okay, from time to time I get asked how come I don't do predictions or reviews of almost anything TNA related. Well, I decided to tune into TNA this week to essentially watch the J-Woww segment to see if it was all worth the $15,000 TNA paid for it. So we tuned in at like 8:30ish, me and my wife, and her first words were, "Wow, everyone looks so old. Is this where all the old guys go to wrestle?" And I was like, no, they've got lots of, really good young talent. So we watched from about 8:30 till about 9. And by this time there was a match for the TNA Knockout title where Tara laid down a Madison Rain Fender. And then we watched about another half an hour until what kind of looked like a match happened between Joe and Abyss, which was then followed by like a 5-on-1 match between Fortune and the Pope. Just a straight beatdown. And then it finally led to the J-Woww segment, where she walked down to the ring, really didn't say anything. "Oh, you talking to me?" And then Becky Bayless, who plays Cookie, slapped her, and then they got like tackled, and I got to see J-Woww essentially like slap the canvas and shake Cookie's head. And then she preened and then left the ring with the beautiful people. That took about I just described like an hour and 15 minutes worth of TNA. They had a lay-down match, a group beatdown, and a match with a run-in. Behind it was all promos. For total non-stop action, and you essentially have like 3 throwaway matches, and then promos in like an hour and 15 minutes. I know the E has been super light with matches, with them maybe, if they're lucky, hitting about 6-7 matches in the 2-hour time span. This had 3 throwaway matches in an hour and 15 minutes. That's kind of why I don't really review TNA. They've got an amazing tag division, which they never really want to show. They had a phenomenal women's division, which really don't do anything with now. They have an amazing X division, which they almost never do anything with. Instead, they just want to push, Hogan and Flair and their respective groups, who I guess now is one super group destined to take over TNA. What was supposed to herald in like the new golden age of wrestling, TNA versus WWE, E isn't hitting home runs right now. We're talking, they get a couple of walks every now and then, but they do score runs. It's nothing phenomenal. It's nothing that's, blowing anybody out of the water. But then you compare it to TNA, which has, from a physical standpoint, a phenomenal roster. And they can't seem to put together one coherent match in an hour. That's sad. Joe, amazing wrestler. I see him now, he's a shadow of himself than he was from Ring of Honor. Abyss. Probably one of the best big men currently. They really don't do much with him. Pope. Still, for the life of them, never know why E gave this guy up. This guy's phenomenal talent. So you just crush him at 5-on-1 beatdown. Really? That's the best TNA could do? They knew they were going to get more publicity for having J-Woww on it, so you think you would have put together a show like all the TNA marks keep on saying they put together, where they'd show like an awesome X Division match, or like when they did their first, Live on Monday, when they had like the Asylum match, and they put on just some really good, solid matches to start your show off with. and then you run like an hour and 15 minutes of just crap. My first TNA in a long time. I read the results and all that, try to figure out, what's going on with things, but this is just, it's poor. It's not entertaining. I mean, I almost would have rather seen Edge beat up the computer if that's the Raw general manager.